All right, what's up, everybody? Welcome to Easy Money, a sports betting show, Monday, February 27th, 2023. And it's hard to believe this month's already almost over.
Uh,
I'm Chris Gonzalez, joined by Tony Gonzalez. How's it going?
I'm going pretty good.
Oh, let's see. I went what was it, 3-2? Yeah, I went 3-2 on Friday.
I went 6-3.
Okay.
Not too bad. Didn't hit any of my parlays. I was 2-1 on all of them.
So both of us had decent days. Hey, how's it going, Don?
Hey, Glenn.
Oh, wrong button. Hey, how's it going, Don? Yep, how's it going, Glenn? Got to see Glenn yesterday at a wrestling show. So.
Yes, we did. A pretty good wrestling show, actually.
Yeah. Yes, it was.
Glenn, what was your favorite match?
I got a decent slate of games. There's not a whole lot of NBA games tonight. There was only like I think four NBA games. Then you had some college basketball. Any hockey tonight?
Yeah, a few games.
All right. But we'll go ahead and we'll start in the NBA. First game is you have the Detroit Pistons at the Charlotte Hornets. The Hornets are 7-point favorites, minus 290 on the money line. Detroit's plus 235 on the money line. Over-unders at 234. And Glenn says Cecil Cerveza winning the tag belts in the main event.
Yep.
Main event was real good. I really enjoyed the Kripke and Logan Myers match.
Yep.
It was awesome. It was awesome seeing being there to see Cecil and Tyler Scott win the tag belts because I don't think a lot of people saw that coming. So that was pretty cool as well.
Yeah, that was.
And you had an interesting I Quit match as well.
Yeah, it was interesting.
But the over under in the Hornets Pistons is at 234. The Pistons are 15-46 on the season, 1-4 over their last 5 games. The Hornets are 19-43 on the season. They are 4-1 over their last 5, so they've been playing pretty good basketball. The Pistons do lead the season series 2-0 against the Hornets. Pistons have some guys out tonight. The rookie Ivy is out, and then I think they have 2 other guys out as well. I'm going to go with the Charlotte Hornets here at the -7 at home against the Detroit Pistons. See, Glenn says Cecil has been working his ass off to get back in the ring and everything after going through his injury. It was awesome. Yep.
Yeah, I agree.
All right, next game is going to be the Miami Heat at the Philadelphia 76ers. The Sixers are 6-point favorites at home, minus 225 on the money line. The Heat are plus 188 on the money line. Over under for this game is set at 217. The Heat are 32-29 on the season, 1-4 over their last 5. They will have no Tyler Hero or Kyle Lowry tonight. They're both out. Sixers are 39-20 on the season, 4-1 over their last 5 games. I like the 76ers here at home at the -6. They've been playing good basketball, and with the Heat dealing with some injury, especially with Hero, that's a big loss for them. Not having a Hero in the lineup, so I'm going to go with the 76ers at the -6. Then we have the Boston Celtics at the New York Knicks. Celtics are 2.5-point favorites. They're minus 138 on the money line. The Knicks are plus 118 on the money line. Over-unders at 223.5. Celtics are 44-17 on the season, 4-1 over their last 5 games. The Knicks are 35-27 on the season. They are 5-0 over their last 5 games. These teams are tied. Season series is tied 1 game apiece. I like the Celtics in this game at the -2.5. Celtics have been one of the best teams in the NBA the whole season. I'm trusting them over the Knicks basically just because they're more consistent than the Knicks. Knicks are a better team this year than what they have been, but I think the Celtics are just too deep and going to be a little too much for them. So I like the Celtics at the -2.5. And then last game in the NBA tonight, you have the Orlando Magic at the New Orleans Pelicans. Pelicans are 4-point favorites, -178 on the money line. The Magic are +150 on the money line. Over-unders at 227. The Magic are 25-36 on the season, 2-3 over their last 5 games. Pelicans are 30-31 on the season. They're 1-4 over their last 5. The Magic do lead the season series 1-0. I'm gonna go with the Pelicans in this game. Pelicans, I know, have been struggling, only 1-4 over their last 5, but they're at home. They play better at home. The Magic are a young team, still trying to find their way as well. So I'm gonna go with the Pelicans at the -4. That's all the NBA games tonight. So I'm gonna since there's only 4 games, I'm gonna give a pick out for every game. So I'm gonna go with the Hornets at the -7, 76ers at the -6, Celtics at the -2.5, and the Pelicans at the -4. That's going to be my picks in the NBA for today.
Okay, my NBA parlay for tonight. I took Boston money line win at the Knicks. I got Miami at Philadelphia. I'll take Philadelphia -6, and I got Orlando at New Orleans. I'll take the Pelicans -4. So that's my parlay for the NBA. I'll go ahead and give out my NHL real quick while you're getting ready for your college basketball. I've got Boston money line win at Edmonton. I've got Vancouver at Dallas. I'll take Dallas money line win, and I got the Blackhawks money line win at Anaheim.
All right, in college basketball, there's only a couple games I like. You have a lot of the smaller schools playing. Don't have a lot of the big matchups tonight. But I'm going to take Baylor at the minus. Let me make sure it's still -1.5. Yes. You got number 7 Baylor at Oklahoma State. Baylor is a 1.5 point favorite, -113 on the money line. Over-unders at 141.5. Oklahoma State is -106 on the money line. I like Baylor here at the -1.5. I think they're going to be a little too much for Oklahoma State. And then I'm going to take Iowa State at home. They are playing West Virginia. Iowa State's a 4.5 point. Ooh, that's actually went down. Okay. Iowa State's a 4.5 point favorite, -196 on the money line. West Virginia's +162 on the money line. Over-unders at 135.5. I like Iowa State at the -4.5 in this game. This was a 5.5 earlier today, so it has moved toward West Virginia some. So I like Iowa State at the -4.5. That's going to be my 2 college picks for today.
Yeah, I got my college basketball parlay. I've got Baylor money line win at Oklahoma. I got West Virginia at Iowa State. I'll take Iowa State at the -4.5. And I got Montana State at Eastern Washington. I'll take Eastern Washington money line win.
So you got a couple of the same ones in college.
Yep.
But that's pretty much it for today. Like I said, not a real big slate of games. MLB you have going, but I'll be honest with you, I don't pay. I watch some spring training, but mostly the Reds, so I don't pay close enough to spring training. The way players are in and out and stuff, I really don't give out a lot of picks for spring training. But you do have the Detroit Tigers at the New York Yankees today. This game's at 6:35 p.m. Eastern. The Yankees are -144 on the money line. The Tigers are +122 on the money line. As spring training is getting full effect here in just about a week, you have the World Baseball Classic will be starting. I think it starts March 4th or March 5th. So yeah, so basically this coming weekend.
I got the Reds on another room. They were down 1-0.
So you'll have the World Baseball Classic coming up, and of course not too long before we get to the some regular season baseball, which I'm looking forward to. Hopefully the Reds can be better this year than what they were last year. Take out that terrible start. They really played about 500 ball most of the season after that. So
Yeah,
but
yeah, they
you
did.
just can't start 1 for 23 or something. 2 for 23, something like that.
Yeah, it was bad. It was really bad.
I mean, you dig yourself that big a hole, then you got to play about perfect the rest of the season. So, oh, was there anything else that you want to talk about today?
Not really. What'd you think of the XFL?
I thought week two was good. The game, I think I saw three out of the 4 games because I watched Thursday, watched a little bit Saturday night, and then got to see most of the game, the 7 o'clock game yesterday.
I got to see 2
Um,
games.
but no, I've been enjoying it. I'm hoping that the TV ratings start going up a little bit. Seems like they're getting pretty decent crowds live at the games.
Not doing too bad.
So that hasn't seemed to be a real big issue. Looked like Houston might get the first loss, but they were able to pull that game out. So there was a lot of close games. That's one thing about. I mean, you look at the first 2 weeks, most of the games have came down to the end. Haven't been a whole lot of blowouts. I mean, you had that one game, Houston won pretty big their first game, 34-12 or something. But other than that, most of the games have came down to the end. So and I like the more I watch it, some of the different rules. I even think I like them a little bit more
Yeah,
as I get used to watching it. So I think I've enjoyed it so far.
heard on the afternoon blitz. I heard Jay McLovin complaining about the rule or the kickoff rule.
I think you have to watch it. I think when somebody explains it to you, I think it does sound kind of like what the hell. But I think when you watch it and see how it works, I think it grows on you a little bit. Because at first I didn't care for it, but now that when they first explained it, but now that I've seen it, you do get more returns. So I mean, I think it's something that kind of grows on you as you watch it and get used to it. But it's when somebody explains it to you, it does sound kind of. I think it does sound kind of messed up.
I really like that the extra point rule.
Yeah, I like it being able to go for 1, 2, 1, 2, or 3. Yeah. I like that, and I like the onside kick thing where you can go for 4th and 15 at your own 25.
I like that a lot.
I like that. And if you don't get it, the team gets the ball there, and if you get it, you get the ball from where the end of that play. So I do like that. We've seen a couple of them get converted. We've seen a couple not.
Yeah,
but it gives a team a better chance of converting it and getting the ball back than just the onside kick, which with the new rules, especially in the NFL, with the new onside kick rules, is pretty damn near impossible. You see them every now and then, but you don't see many of them recovered. And I think if you have a way where it's not that it's easy to get, but it's a little more, the percentage of a converting is a little higher. I think that just adds a little more excitement to the end of games.
I absolutely love the instant replay rules where they're showing everything, and
it takes about 30 seconds. That's one thing I like.
Absolutely love that. I wish
it's so much quicker than, I mean, you watch an NFL game, be sitting there 2-3 minutes waiting on them to try to figure out. For one, if you're going to have replay and it takes you longer than like 30 seconds to a minute to look at that replay and be able to tell that if the call was right or wrong, the call should stand, because replay is supposed to be for obvious blown calls, not to where it's gotten now, where it's more of let's slow it down in slow motion, pick the play apart.
Yeah.
And you see that in baseball. Perfect example in baseball: player sliding into second base, hits second base. Umpire calls him safe, but then they go through instant replay and they see that after he hit second base, that his foot might have came off the bag a half a centimeter for 0.2 of a second, and then they call the guy out. That's not what instant replay was supposed to be. It was supposed to be for the obvious blown calls, not to slow the game down and pick everything apart. And I think that's a problem that we've gotten to in the NFL, NBA. If you watch NBA, it seems like a review slows the game down 5 to 10 minutes sometimes.
Yep.
And you see in baseball, see a lot of these major sports where in the XFL, it's like boom, boom. I mean, hell, most of the time before they even challenge it or the referees ask a question to the booth's already looking at it, and boom, he gets. You got one guy in there, Blandino. He looks at it, gives, and you get to hear the discussion between the two, and hear how he came to his decision. So, yeah, I really do. I really do like the the challenge rule in the XFL. And I would like to see more sports get to that more of a quick model, because that's what it's supposed to be. It's supposed to be a quick look at the play. If it's not something you can look at the play in full speed and say, oh, okay, that's wrong, you probably shouldn't be changing it. I mean,
I agree.
You're to me, especially if you're worried about the rhythm of the game and how long and the length of the game. That's a way you can cut down some of a little bit of the time, because I mean, how many times have we seen a 5 or 10 minute delay in a game because of them looking at a play and trying to figure out what they're going to call?
I like the interviews too. I mean, I know they were going to say, well, these players ain't got time to do that. They're worried about the football. Look, these guys are making millions of dollars. I think it's to put something back in the game and give the viewers something. I mean, I know the XFL is not making $1 million, but I'm talking about if they put that in the NFL where they go right to the sideline and do a quick 20-second interview after a play. I think that's good. I think it's good for the sport.
Yeah, no, I like it. Like I said, I said it earlier in the afternoon show. That's one thing that I do like about XFL is all the live mics, and you get a lot more access to hearing things than what you do watching like NFL. I mean, you can hear the play calls coming in.
Yep.
So I mean, I like it. Another thing I like, kind of like that they do is, like in NFL, the only person the coach can talk to is the quarterback at an offense, but they give you in XFL, you get so many people, so many players you can have mic'd up, so you can have your receivers and your quarterback all with that thing in their ear. So then when that coach is calling the play in, the rest of your receivers are hearing it too.
Yeah.
I think I like that, and I know they do it on the defensive side of the ball as well. I forget the exact number of players, but you get so many allotted players that are allowed to have the hearing device in their helmet. And I know some people aren't going to agree with this, but you're going to see some of these rule changes. You ain't going to see all of them, but you'll see some of them eventually work their way to the NFL.
Well, I think so too.
A lot of people don't. I don't think a lot of people realize that the sky cam that you see in the NFL, that came from the original XFL.
Sure did.
So there's been things taken from the XFL and brought to the NFL. So I don't think a lot of people realize that. But the first sky cam that you saw in football was the XFL, the original one back in 2000 or maybe even before, somewhere around there, late 90s, 2000,
Yep.
when Vince first tried it. And they had some issues, or it might have made it. And then the last time you had COVID. So
they were doing really well. That just kind of sucks for them, because I think they were going to make it. They were doing a lot of good things. And then COVID hit, shut everything down.
Right. But before we get out of here for today, don't forget, we got a big interview tomorrow, 5 p.m. Eastern. Pro wrestler, trainer, and promoter Damian Michael Cole will be joining us at 5 p.m. Then on Wednesday, we have pro wrestler Justin Danger will be joining us at 6:30 p.m. Eastern. He's been in the business for at least 15, 16 years, so it should be a great conversation. And then on Thursday at 6:30, we have pro wrestler Nick Diamond is going to be joining us. So got a full week of interviews. Then also on Sunday, we'll be live streaming another pro wrestling show, as we'll be at Summit Pro Wrestling. Yep. They got another great card put together, so looking forward to that. If you missed Warrior Pro Wrestling 18 yesterday, go check it out on YouTube at GonzoSportsRoom or at the All Sports All Plays Network. You can find it at both places, or you can find it on Twitch and Twitter at both places as well. Go check it out. Like we said, it was a great show yesterday as well. And then don't forget, tonight, 6:30 p.m. Eastern, we have GWR Gonzo's Wrestling Room. We'll be talking some old school wrestling, so come join us for that. Then also at 11 o'clock tonight, GSR Gonzo Sports Room.
Did you see? It was breaking news. I don't know if it was something from earlier or not. I just seen the Commanders released Carson Wentz.
Or did they release Carson?
He's been released, so he's looking for a job. What do you think he lands?
Oh, I don't know. I don't know if anybody will pick him up as a starter
I think it's going to be.
or probably a backup. I would think. And does he want to be a backup?
He may not have no choice.
Well, I mean, he might just retire.
Could he go to the XFL?
I mean, he probably. I don't know if. Well, probably not. I don't know if he could this year, but yeah, he probably could if he's still wanting to play. I don't know. I don't know if he. Guy seems like a little bit of a weird dude.
What teams would be somewhere he could go to at least have an option of maybe being the starter? Right at this point, right now, Carolina. I'm not saying that he would get the starter, but I'm just saying Carolina.
Well, that and his relationship with Frank Reich. So.
Saints.
Maybe the Saints, because unless you're going to go with Winston or Dalton again.
I don't see him going with Winston or Dalton. Do you? I'm not saying he's going to any of the places. I'm just saying somewhere he's got that option to.
I mean, there might be a team that might take a chance on him. I would say Carolina would be maybe the strongest just because of his relationship with Frank Reich.
What about a backup situation?
And I still think Frank Reich thinks that he can win with Carson.
What about a backup situation in San Francisco?
Now that wouldn't be a bad move as a backup.
Another team.
If he wants to be, like I said, if that's what he wants to do.
Arizona Cardinals.
Yeah, because he may be Arizona because they're looking for somebody basically just to fill in until Murray gets back.
That would give him a chance to start and prove something. That might be a good fit.
Yeah, I don't know if Arizona would think that, but
I'm just saying.
Or the Arizona. Let me say the Arizona fan base. I should say.
But who you gonna get right now?
Yeah,
I mean, you're not gonna go out and get Lamar Jackson if you're gonna keep Murray. I mean, I'm not saying Lamar Jackson isn't available. I'm just saying who you gonna get if Murray's gonna be your guy.
Yeah, if you're gonna get somebody, it's gonna be a gap fill guy like that. Yeah,
but Garoppolo ain't been able to stay healthy, so I don't know.
And with Wentz, I don't know, man. He'll show flashes, and then there's just other times it's like, what are you doing? But I would say if I had to give a favorite, I would say Carolina, just because of his relationship with Frank Reich. And I don't think Frank wanted to move on from Indianapolis after 1 year. So that wouldn't surprise me a whole lot if maybe they
the only thing is he does that. He brings him in, and he's a big bust. That's not a good way to start off your Carolina coaching career. I'm not.
No, that's true. But if it depends on if you can bring anybody else.
Yep. Oh, that's true.
Because who would you rather?
Well,
put it this way: who would you rather start if you say you don't get no other free agent, Matt Corral or Carson Wentz?
Well,
you know what I mean.
Well, Carolina's top 10 picks, so a lot of people I'd seen.
Yeah, a lot of people think they might take a quarterback.
I heard Richardson. I've seen mock drafts, which that don't mean nothing. I've seen that because of what Richardson's abilities and the coach that's coming in with the Colts that Richard Davis were options. But again, I don't think. Do you take Richardson with your fourth pick? Don't you try to move back?
Yeah, I don't think you take Richardson at 4.
And try to gain another second round pick and take him 8 or 9. Like if you wanted to change with Carolina, take Carolina's 9 pick and pick up another second or third round pick. That would make more sense if you want Richardson.
Yeah, which I'm not sold on Richardson.
No. I'm not saying I am. To me, what I'd like to see him do, get Carr, find a way to draft Hooker, not with the fourth pick. Maybe even move back in the draft and get more picks where you could get Hooker to be your backup guy for Carr.
Let's see. Don said, I'm on Baylor money line. I need one more game. I like Iowa State actually in that game, Don, the WVU game. And that went down to 4.5 on FanDuel. I like Iowa State to minus 4.5.
I like Eastern Washington, that money line. Both teams have been pretty successful, but Eastern Carolina is like undefeated at home. and the point spread's pretty close both ways because both teams got a pretty good record. But just Eastern Washington being so good at home.
Who is it? East Washington against who?
Montana State.
Montana State.
Both of them's got pretty good records.
Yeah, them are the other college games that we're on for tonight, Don. I like I like Baylor a lot, and then I like Iowa State. I think it's going to be a close game. So I mean, I'm not saying it'd be a bad move at West Virginia at the +4.5, but you said Eastern Washington money line, Dad?
Yeah.
Okay. Yep. He said he likes that one. He's going to look it up. Yeah, he said okay. Eastern Washington's real good. That plays or has been playing real well at home.
They're current -1.5 is current.
Yeah, so you probably get decent money line at -1, maybe -115, 120 or something.
I think it says -110.
-110, okay.
But I mean, I don't know.
That's even better.
But yeah, both teams got pretty good records. The thing I liked was them head to head the last 10 times. Eastern Washington's beat them 8 times out of the last 10 head to head. But the records on the year is Montana State's 21-9, Eastern Washington's 22-8, but Eastern Washington's 11-0 at home.
On FanDuel, Eastern Washington's they're -1.5 and they're -132 on the money line. Montana's +110 on the money. Montana State's +110 on the money line.
So it's pretty close to a pick.
Yeah.
So I mean, just as being 11-0 at home, I like Eastern Washington, but I mean it's against the spread at home this year. Eastern Washington's 8-2.
All right. Well, we appreciate everybody watching. We'll be back tomorrow at 1 p.m. Eastern, or 3 p.m. Eastern with another episode of Easy Money. Frankie, thank God the weekend is over. I miss seeing that special face.
Oh, Lord.
But
what's he think? Is he talking about Jay? Is Jay his dad or his grandpa? I forget. I forget.
Man. But my picks are 119 and 109 on the year. I was 3-2 on Friday. Today's picks are Hornets -7, 76ers -6, Celtics at the -2.5, Pelicans -4, and then in college basketball, I'm going to take Baylor at the -1.5, and I'm going to take Iowa State at the -4.5. So I see Eastern Washington -2. I like the money line better. I'm going to roll with that. Thanks, fellas. No problem. And Frankie said I'm talking about sexy Tony Gonzalez.
You didn't have to read that.
But like I said, join us tonight, 6:30 p.m. Eastern for GWR Gonzo's Wrestling Room. We're going to talk some old school wrestling, talk some Monday Night Wars.
Yep.
And then also tonight, 11 p.m. Eastern, GSR Gonzo Sports Room. Join us for that. We'll be back tomorrow at 3 p.m. Eastern for another episode of Easy Money, a sports betting show. Hope everybody has a great Monday. Talk to you tomorrow.